It's not very often that I will have a Blackhawks head because I'm really not a Blackhawks fan, but it is that time. It is that time that we journey on to our top five series, and you know what time it is. It's time for the Chicago Blackhawks, and we're here to give you my top five jerseys. And as a jersey collector, you want to give out your great opinions of who some of the best were. And I do have in my queue, I do have the best Adidas jerseys that came out for that I think that came up reaching during the Adidas era. But that video is on my is in my channel if you would like to go find it somewhere. But meanwhile, if you're hanging out with us, there is that thing called a subscribe button. And if you want to be enlightened to this journey that we're doing of the top five jerseys of each team, and that includes some teams that are no longer available, no longer exist. Hang out because this is going to be a fun thing we're going to do. So we're going to continue this little journey that I'm doing, and for as everybody knows, I try to show off my little thing of where I decide to do my homework and do my little studying. And as I can tell, this page is actually fairly big. It's the NHL uniform database. It's all the teams that are defunct and all the teams that are current and any of the teams that moved. But it shows you all the nice time frames in every season of what they did and everything like that. It is a fun, cool tool to have. And, you can kind of be educated if you're a hockey guy, if you're a hockey girl or whatever like that. This page was deep. It's Chicago. I mean, I've got a brother, a friend of mine who I worked in the other place, which we both no longer work for. But doggummit, he's a diehard Blackhawks fan. He's got a man cave in North Carolina where he works, and he's got a pool table with the good old Blackhawk logo on it. And they've won 6 Stanley Cups, and they had a dynasty in the 2010s. And so 13 altogether, 13 championships, or excuse me, 13 finals all together. That, like I said, they had a dynasty with Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and a handful of others. Corey Crawford in the 2010s. They won in 2010, 13, and 15. But right now they're a little bit of a mass rebuild, but they've got the future ahead of them in Connor Bedard. So there is just so much to look at. And this is gonna be kind of a challenging video. I'm trying not to make this too long because as you can scroll through, there's all these different like time frames of what they did to their jerseys, like altering, fixing, name, font, number, and everything like that. And they didn't really change anything until like 1955 when they went to the actual Blackhawk logo, and then they just started adding on to stuff like the black jersey, and then they've been in more outdoor games than anybody else, as you can fairly see. They've been in a lot of them, and including the 2025 Winter Classic with the Blues. They lost that game 6-2. But let's just go right into it. I'm just going to try to fly through this. Majority of their old jerseys were basically off of this one, and it was off this design. And we are going to actually do this together. This was inspiration of the 75th anniversary jersey, and they were doing all this stuff like about what is it? Let me see if I can. Well, you know what? No, don't worry about it. From 37 about 1937 to 55, right about that ballpark. Boy, it's a fun little gadget to have. But this is also inspiration for the first reverse retro that they did. I think it was the first, or was the second? I think it was the second. I apologize. I'm going to have to go back and look. It was the second one, and nobody really liked it. It was just It was just this jersey with Chicago on the front. That's all it was. It did okay, nothing crazy. It was one of the worst ones on my tier list, but that was a lot of inspiration for that. Another one is actually the first reverse retro. And I actually like this better. They could easily use this for another outdoor game. They really could have, because I'm not a hard Blackhawks fan, but there's not a bad jersey. The first reverse retro, yeah, but there's not a bad jersey. Red, white, and black. It's legendary. It's original 6, and this version of the logo stood out very well, and it actually goes and leads right into this year's Winter Classic one, which actually got extremely rave reviews. Everybody liked this jersey. I mean, Chicago's going to wear this a couple times in the year, And they played the game in Wrigley and lost 6-2 to the Blues. But this jersey very well could very well be one of the best outdoor jerseys they've ever made. I didn't put it in my top five because I personally think there's other ones better than this, but everything they've ever done has not been bad. There's really not, it's not just because they're a legendary team. They don't make a bad jersey. I'm not really, and I know I'm a Penguins fan. I don't think the Penguins make a bad jersey, but neither does Chicago. I don't think they ever do, and I'll give some props to my friend Steve, who is the diehard Blackhawks fan. Here's my top five right here, and the first one you're going to get a little bit of a kicker in this because how I found it. This is actually going to be, I believe I'm just going to go back and just fast forward this. Yeah, it's the 2009 Winter Classic. It's got CM Punk on the back. I might actually try to find this. Actually, first photo I picked up, and I had right click and all that, and it's CM Punk's on the back of it. That might be a future purchase, just as a meme or anything. But the jersey is sick. But any Blackhawks jersey that they have ever done in black has been filthy. I mean, I will always enjoy this one. And I think they won that game against the Flyers. So I'm going to put this at number five. Number four, I can't go away from the black one. This is actually the third jersey for the Blackhawks back in the day. But this was also the Stadium Series game they wore against the Penguins in Soldier Field, and they won 5-1. And if you thought the Winter Classic game with Buffalo and Pittsburgh was crazy with the snow, go back and find that game between the Blackhawks and the Penguins at Soldier Field because that was snow. I mean, Chicago in the wintertime. But this jersey, I miss the black. There's people that want the black as a full-time home, but I miss that black jersey. I really, really miss it. I think they need to bring it back. Fanatics, are you listening? Definitely bring this one back or some way, shape, or form. I'm going to go number three, the original white. Now, the white one they have altered so many times. They've had a couple stadium games where they've altered the tail, the bottom trim, the cuffs, the striping in the cuffs, the shoulders, the logo. They've altered it numerous times. There was a stadium game against Minnesota, a Winter Classic with um, let's see. Yeah, they had Winter Classic. They had a Winter Classic game. I can't. It was 2017. I can't remember who they faced off the top. They had two of them. They had two with a white jersey. I mean, that messes me up, and I'm trying to figure out everything. And I mean, I can't have all my homework, but they've used the white so many times, but they're just different little alterations that Reebok had, Adidas had. But it is the original white jersey. Never ever go wrong with it. You can't. Did I have this at three? I did because I'm gonna have number two, and I'm gonna put the one Winter Classic they played against Detroit. I believe it was against Detroit in Notre Dame Stadium. This was one of the. This goes off from the original six. If you're gonna probably toy with this in case if people don't understand this, let me see if I can not put this up here. That's kind of what the inspiration was coming off of that. And we go to that, and I'm telling you what, they do a phenomenal job. And these jerseys now are great as collectors, but they're so hard to find because nobody wants a fake one where the numbers are so gargantuan, and then people will tell you to your face they're a real one. Black and white, this black and white logo, phenomenal. And I'm not even a hard Blackhawks fan. It's a phenomenal jersey. Did so well. Number one is as easy as you can get. I will never say no, and I don't think anybody should not. And it's the original red. They've won cups in this jersey. And you win a Stanley Cup in the United Center, that's kind of a big deal. They did it once. Um, I don't know about the other times they won the Stanley Cup. Put a comment in if they won the cup at home in any other of the years besides the year they won against Tampa. But everybody remembers the dynasty that they had. But the red jersey will always be a classic. It almost don't argue with people. If you want a top five jersey in the league, it's probably this one's going to be up there. The logo is iconic. The striping and the arm, tomahawks on the shoulder. You can never go wrong with that jersey. I will completely 1000% agree. I'm glad I got this. I mean, never a Blackhawks fan, but I'm glad I got it. It has Taves on the back. So nice to have in the collection. If I get the white one or some other one down the road, we'll play with that down the road. But you made it to the end. I appreciate you. What was your favorite? Because now that I get to play with some of the other ones, I have to make sure I figure out who's next. And I think we might be going to Colorado next. But I know Cleveland's got two in there, but that's the old Cleveland Barons. But we'll worry about that down the road. Meanwhile, like I said before, hit the like, subscribe button if you want to continue watching this series. Because you made it to the end, you know I appreciate it. Thumbs up, chuckle like, and all that stuff. I'm out of here. The bar is closed. I appreciate you hanging out. Until then, I will see each and every single one of you legends in the next one. Those are the Blackhawks. And yes, yeah, kind of what do I remember.